basically I will start with my introduction if you want to. My name is Dr. Harshavardhan. Currently I am working as an assistant professor in Osmania University, and I have been teaching sociology optional for the aspirants from the last 4 years. I have taught in S.R. Shankaran IAS Academy, Career IAS and 21st Century IAS. So I have been associating with these people from the last 1 year. I basically take this sociology optional, so Indian society paper, and I used to teach current affairs also until few days, but now I am only into sociology. Okay. And my qualification is I have done PhD in sociology and I am a postdoctoral fellow in sociology, currently with the Indian Council of Social Sciences Research. Right? Shall we start? So can I ask you, like, how many of you already decided like I want to take sociology optional only, whichever institute it is, or still in collaborating with a lot of optionals, which option to take? Is there anyone in that stage? Just wanted to ask you. Maybe you will not give a straight away answer, but I wanted to ask you out of curiosity. Entamandi already decide ayipinaru sociology optional ani. So why I am asking you is this, because what is your basis of selecting sociology as an option? Why? I wanted to know from you, then I can give you more clarity on that. Anyone?
So when we went through YouTube, we came to know that sociology is a scoring subject.
Yeah, very good.
Syllabus can get complete in few months.
Very nice, right.
And the main reason is, if you want to work for society, then we have to learn.
Excellent. Yes, excellent. Right. What are the points you are making? Okay, scoring. First point. Okay. And syllabus short. Right. Any other reasons?
To understand the society.
Understanding society, right? Tell me, how important is it to understand the society to work for the society? Is it so impertinent to understand the society if you want to serve it? Is it really necessary? Or you can learn it in the field? Yes, you can do both the ways. You can learn it in the field also, but if you learn it priorly only, it will be more useful for you, right? Right, okay. So understanding society is one point. Next point, any other points? Someone made a different point, it seems. Yeah, understanding society is one important one. Syllabus is very short. How many chapters are there? Did anyone gone through the syllabus? Yeah, 2 papers. Yes, 2 papers is there for all the optionals. 19 chapters, Right. The count is like different. In paper 2 you have ABC, paper 1 you have chapter numbers, so it's okay. Yeah, very less syllabus, that is for sure. If you have the syllabus paper with you, please open it right now. Because when you are going to a competitive exam, you have to be very focused on the outcome, right? Outcome is very important for us. We are not here to make a PhD or to become a sociologist, right? So what you are getting from this particular optional, if you take that as optional in the exam, is very important. So for that only you look at, right? So the syllabus is very short, as you all know. There are some 10 chapters in paper 1. And paper 2, 3 components. Paper 2 is completely Indian society. You are making a point, no? I want to serve the society, I want to know about the society. So in Indian society paper, you will know what Indian society is all about. What is the actual framework of Indian society? Indian society ఏ బేస్ మీద నిలబడింది. Like for example, there is a building, you have pillars. Likewise, we have a society, we also have the important things in the society. What are the important pillars of that particular society? For example, caste system is an important pillar of Indian society. Is it caste system is a feature of Indian society or also some other societies? It's a very peculiar feature of our society only. So you will understand where it got evolved. What are the basic facets of the caste system? What are the features of caste system? Say for example, notion of purity and pollution is a feature of caste system. Maybe in general language, if someone asks you about what is caste system, you may say that it is a status given by birth. It is called as ascribed status. Okay, so you can say that in general, but you also know the features of the caste system, like notion of purity and pollution is the first feature of the caste system. So in this way you will go in depth when you look at the features of a particular society. Likewise, you will know about the important topics in the Indian society. So that is one area. So let us go back to this criteria. Any other reasons that you can make? Tell me how many of you actually looked into the syllabus? One person, right? Any other? I'll tell you. I will speak about the syllabus also. You don't have to be a master already in it. So yeah. Krishna will have syllabus copy amani ichinara? Right. Please open the syllabus copy. So basically, sociology as a discipline this particular topic is a major chunk of your syllabus. There are 5 chapters in paper 1 which talks about sociology as a discipline. Okay. Basically what this sociology as a subject talks about is understanding society from a scientific perspective. So what we do in a folk knowledge, what we actually do in a general commonsensical notion is very different from understanding a particular thing from a discipline method, in a disciplined way. Okay. So if someone asks you what is sociology, you may say that sociology is a study of society. That is a basic answer anyone can give. A person who did a PhD in sociology will give the same answer, and someone who is starting something with the option with the sociology also will give the same answer. But how, in what way it is a study of society? What you will study in the society? So it will do it in a scientific perspective, right? Say for example 2 + 2 is 4. The answer is the same. If you give the steps of construction also, it is the same. Even if you give the direct answer also is the same. But someone who can give the steps of construction is someone who is a master in that particular subject. UPSC actually is looking that level of understanding in a candidate when they are taking that particular option. Okay. So you need to understand that logic also in the very beginning, because the UPSC will expect a little higher level of your understanding in the optional. In GS, maybe your depth of understanding and the range of information may be questioned, but in the optional a little higher level, basically honors degree level ఉంటుంది మనకు సిలబస్. ఆనర్స్ డిగ్రీ అంటే ఏంటి? We have a 3-year degree, no? Graduation. Honor degree is a 4-year degree. So little higher than degree and little lesser than the PG. That is the level of that is the level of understanding they are expecting in you when you are giving the UPSC exam. But with the GS subjects, what is the level they are asking? Degree only, no? Your graduation is a qualification for your IAS exam, right? So maybe if you go through the syllabus copy of the UPSC mains in the employment news, they will clearly mention that any person who has the good amount of knowledge on the societal happenings is eligible to write this exam or can easily write the answers for these questions. It is mentioned. If you go and check your employment news, when UPSC is releasing the notification, it is given. When the changes has happened in the mains exam, they have clearly written any person who has a current understanding of the current issues in the country can answer the questions in the mains exam. Not like you will do a PhD in economy, in polity, in geography, in science and technology. No, not required. It is only required that you know the information and current happenings in all the subjects. I am talking about GS part. Let me little go into the exam also. So it is expecting that they are expecting that in your GS preparation and in the optional. just question yourself why they are keeping something as an optional, or why they are giving a choice to me to select something. In the GS paper you don't have a choice, right? Yes. Choice in the you have to write ethics, you have to write the polity paper, economy paper, and also the other papers which are there. But why they have given a choice in selecting the optional? Just question yourself. It is first thing is you yourself is giving an answer to them that your taste is in this particular subject, and you are selecting it by choice. So you will be a master in that. You have a degree, honors degree level of understanding in that subject. So why I am telling you this particular thing in the very beginning is, when you are doing optional, you need to understand that you are owing that subject. You are taking that subject by your choice. So we have to carefully take it. You have to have that perspective or the taste towards that subject. And for taking sociology as an optional, the primary thing that the prerequisite thing is, you have to think that yes, I want to know the society. Basic qualification, basic liking towards knowing the society in depth. That is enough. That is enough. We are here to give you what it takes, right, to the exam. But you need to have an idea that yes, I want to know about the society. Say for example, you are taking economy optional or political science optional. You are also dealing with the GS parts with that. But here you are trying to know something which is not outside, it is also there part of your GS. There is a separate paper, 50 marks, Indian society in your GS, but I am telling you, you are learning it in depth in a separate set, right? So what I am telling you is, sociology as a scientific discipline will give you that in depth understanding to write the GS answers also. You check essay paper every time. There is one question directly related to women or the elderly population or the agriculture. A lot of issues that are addressed in the sociology optional will be given in the essay also. So these are some of the things that I want to tell you before starting the actual topic in our session. Digital illiteracy. Okay, right. So let us start. Okay, I'll give you a brief introduction on why this act. Let us take it like a story. Okay, I will not burden you in the very beginning that this is a scientific discipline, these are the root causes of the emergence of this particular discipline, these are the circumstances, these are the issues, notes, all that. Okay, let us do that later on. But as a friend, as someone who can try to help you in clearing the UPSC exam, I will tell you what actually this subject is all about. So go back to the inception or the starting of the human beings. Okay, so there are various disciplines that try to explain the happenings around you, right? When human beings started inventing fire, wheel, the agriculture, all these things are not there direct right away. See this technology is an example right now. Earlier we don't have all these technologies, but today we have to learn it. So evolution is perennial. Evolution is perennial. No, suddenly it is not happening. There is no end to the evolution also. Okay, so when human beings first started living in communities, in societies, initially they are hunter-gatherers, right? I am not going to history all those Pleistocene, Ice Age and all those things I am not touching. I am not a history class teacher here. So just think that there are only few human beings on earth. They were hunter-gatherers. They were scattered in various places in Africa, in Asia, various continents. slowly they invented something called fire first, right? Then wheel. So communication between people, commutation between people happened. And important thing is agriculture got invented. Very, very important. Before agriculture, there is no control over nature by the people. Okay, if there is a sudden outpour of rain or a sudden cyclone, people used to perish, and again they come back. But after the agriculture, there got a degree of control over nature to the people. Now last year everyone has not worked, no? All of us sat at home only, keep apart agriculture. But today we are able to buy the grains in the market to eat, right? Because there is something called agriculture. Without agriculture there is no chance for that. So just understand, agriculture gave a degree of control over nature to the people. So slowly they started living in settled places, settled areas, or communities, or a group. These are very important words for us in sociology. Don't take them for granted. Okay, group, community, society, settlement, ghetto, neighborhood. We take them very particularly in sociology. Terminologies, okay, terminologies are very important in options like sociology. They also see the terminologies that you are using in the optional paper. Okay, even in the GS answers also, if you put an apt term in a suitable place, then you will get more marks. That already you know, I think. So when they started living in the communities, in a groups, curiosity comes over, right? When you have your belly like full, and you have everything sufficient to you, your brain starts working. In general also, yes or no? Don't be so nervous and sit like this. I'm scared of you. Please be like interactive. It's an interactive session basically. So your brain starts working. You will try to understand what is the first thing that you will see when you sit outside in a lawn in the night. Stars, sky, right? So there started the curiosity of human beings on understanding the extraterrestrial space, or the extraterrestrial things that you can see outside. So the first knowledge system that evolved in human beings is astronomy. Okay, all this knowledge that we are having today is evolved. There you agreed with me, right? So astronomy is the first knowledge, first discipline, knowledge system. Or I call it body of knowledge. Is the first body of knowledge that came from the human. You know that discussion of Earth is flat, no, Earth is spherical. This whole discussion, you know. So there went a huge deliberations with various scientists. Some people were killed also because they are a flat Earth believers. All this discussion I am not going into. So that has happened. So astronomy is one body of knowledge. Likewise, we have other body of knowledge like chemistry, physics, biology, which is very important, that we are having a modern medical system today because of the evolution of biology. So in that whole set, sociology is a subject which is trying to understand the human beings. Human beings, okay? What are you trying to understand in astronomy?
What is stars?
Stars, extraterrestrial. In sociology? In human beings, what? Physiology, or are you trying to understand the hair color or all those things? No. The interconnection. Society is a very bigger word. I am not going to society right away. Interconnection or interaction we call. Interaction in sociology. Interaction. Two people will interact. Interaction is not only speaking to each other. You are exchanging goods in a barter system is also an interaction. You are exchanging a girl to a boy in a marriage alliance is also an interaction. Okay? You are giving away a state chief ministership to your son is also an interaction. So interactions can be of that range to a smaller range also. Okay, so interactions between people is our area of study, sociology. So basically speaking, I will give you one definition at this moment. Sociology tries to please write down also some small points. Sociology is trying to understand why people do what they do. Am I clear? Don't think this is philosophy. Philosophy and sociology, there is a thin line. So the definition seems to be philosophical, but the idea is sociological, right? Okay, so sociology is trying to understand why people do what they do. Why these people are behaving in this way only. Why the kinship system is there in this way only in this particular society. Okay? Can you think of some examples based on the Indian society? Give me one example where people behave in this way only in this particular part of the country or the world. This particular part of world lone ila behave chestaru ani oka unique example. Think of one example. Right. What is that example? Okay. Right. That will lead to some controversial these things, so I will not talk on it. Yes. Yeah. Big fat Indian wedding, right? Big fat Indian wedding is good example. దీని ఏమంటాం మనం? Exactly. అంగరంగ వైభవంగా పెళ్లి కదా. What they will do? Where they will get money from for all this? You just imagine government has launched a scheme for marriage. Can you think of this particular example in some Europe country? Is it so important to do a ceremony? State government, state and I mean government here. The primary aim of state is to protect lives. Okay. You go to any political science textbook and see primary aim of state is to protect people, protect life from external aggression or the war. Army first preference. Then many states in the world are welfare states. Welfare state, you know the principle of welfare state, no? Basically welfare state ideology is utilitarianism. Utilitarian ideology means greatest good to the greatest number. That is the idea of utilitarianism. So India is a welfare state. You agree with me on that, right? India is a welfare state where we proclaim ourselves to be a socialist country, where it means socialist country means the state will look after the well-being of the people. Okay, simple thing. Socialist means state will look after the well-being of the people by producing whatever they want. It is the idea, basic idea. If you look at from a mathematically equational perspective, state will look after the people. But don't you see the hunger deaths in India? If you in Human Development Index, if you see, hunger deaths is one criteria where India is ranking very low. Even in the National Capital Territory area of Delhi, people die with hunger. In winter they will die due to lack of the blankets, with cold. And if you can see in Hyderabad, because of the floods, people died and they have lost lot of wealth, right? So protecting lives is the primary aim, but there is a scheme which is, I am not against any political party here, please understand that, but I am giving you a peculiar example of Indian society. You be very clear on that point. So in the Indian society, we give lot of priority to something like this. Okay, for wedding we have that priority. It is not a crime again, I am not saying it is a crime, but it is our feature. We may take pride in it, we may also criticize it, but it is the truth. It is the characteristics of our society. So something like this we are trying to understand here. Sociology is a topic which will, this you know in a general knowledge also, in general sense also, but which point is important to understand that particular society is the link that will be given to you in the subject called sociology. Okay, am I clear on this point? So sociology is trying to understand why people do what they do. You understand this now, big fat Indian wedding, because the marriage has so much importance in our lives. Is it same in the Christian wedding and Islamic wedding also? Same or kada? Why is it there only in the Hindu wedding? Marriage is a very important concept, I am telling you, in sociology. That's why I am talking on it. Don't think that SAR is telling us to get married so early without clearing UPSC. No, I am not telling you to get married. Only after you clear the exam you will get more. I will not pronounce that word because they are recording me. So you know it more than me, you are well versed with it. So yes, people do that also. Many people prepare, that is the zeal behind their preparation. 8 hours, you study for 8 hours, 2 more hours I will get IAS, so I will get this much of amount. Let me study. That is also a driving force to some people. Yes, there are people like that. It's not a wrong thing, but it is there in our society, right? Have you seen cases like this? People becoming IAS, IPS, then yeah. So these are the things around us. So we have assumed, we have given that level of importance to things like this, marriage. And you have seen cases where the father only killed the daughter's husband, all those cases. It is very peculiar to India. No? If you tell the case to European historian or someone, a European sociologist, he will come to India. Immediately he will take a flight. Indology, we call this Indology. Indology is the most sought after subject by the historians around the world. You have this in the history also, no? Many people travel to India to understand this particular society, how different it is. Diverse, yeah, diverse is there, but different also, it is very different also. Okay, so these are the Indians, I am telling you, even if you clear the exam with sociology, then also you read sociology because it's very, very interesting. You will get astonished by knowing the peculiar features of the Indian society. Okay, so tell me one more important feature of the like in the family system. You will tell me, I know. Patriarchy, no? Don't you think it's a very big debate in the Indian context? Patriarchy, one word we say it's a very simple single word, but don't you think it's a very big discussion? Every time there is lot of questions asked on women in the exam, you know. In the essay, every 2-3 years you see there is 125 marks essay on women empowerment, sexual harassment of women in the workplace, representation of women in the legislature, the proxy power of husbands in the local bodies, all these issues relating to the patriarchy. So you have lot of ads also on this, right? You know this boss ad, Airtel boss ad and appatlo ad ochindi sir. There is one woman who commands his husband in the office, you do this work and all, and after a few minutes she will go home and she cook for him and make a video call. Yeah, have you seen that? That has become a very big debate in the country. Even it was discussed in the parliament, you know. A lot of hue cry happened on that ad. Are you trying to tell that women has to cook again even if she is a boss in the office? That was a question raised in the mainstream media. So yeah, that has happened. I am telling you the live example. So that ad was banned also after that. So every day all these issues that is running, these are the things that is going on around your head. Yes, marriage is also a very important thing. Triple talaq, take triple talaq issue. The section 498A, dowry harassment. How many times the law has been reshuffled again and again in the parliament? You have seen, no? This issue, always these issues are going around us, but we will just see them with a commonality, common lens. We will not go deeper, where is the root cause of that particular issue. We will not go into that level. That bridge will be built by your sociology optional, where you will understand the pillars of the Indian society, where this has happened. First inception of this particular problem is there in this issue. In this level you will understand the topics. Okay. So sociology is trying to understand why people do what they do. This is one logic. I am trying to give you an idea on the discipline. And one more important definition is, please write down the definition. Why I am trying to give you the definitions here is, you already told me, you promised me that you like the subject. So I am trying to give you an idea on the subject. So the thing is, those who are intensely shamelessly and endlessly interested in the doings of people are sociologists. How about this definition? Peter Berger. Invitation to Sociology is the book name. So there is a sociological thinker, name is Peter Berger. He wrote a book called Invitation to Sociology. In the book he has given this definition. If you understand this definition, you understood sociology. Okay? Those are intensely, shamelessly and endlessly interested in the doings of people. Sociologists, okay, he is talking about sociologists, but we are not sociologists here. We are only sociology option students. So little lesser than that. But you have to be, take out shamelessly, okay? Because option, not sociologist. So intensely and endlessly. That should be there. In the doings of people, what they are doing. The way of protest they are implying. When these farm laws are protests are happening, in the country, maybe you are following that issue for your GS. What type of protest they are doing? You have to be interested in that. You have to understand. See, you simply say that, shouldn't say that I am in Hyderabad, so there is no traffic jam here, I will not look into that. You have to look into that because it is inherent part of your country and your parliament. So those are endlessly interested in the doings of people are sociologists, and you have to be knowing what that particular issue is happening in the Delhi, or any other issue is happening in Tamil Nadu. Say for example, elections are happening in AP, so local body elections are happening, so you will understand what is the importance of local body elections, what is the percentage of reservation that women have in the local body elections, and what is this proxy power of the male over the woman. All those issues you have to be always having a Hawkeye, bird's eye view on Tangada. You need to have a bird's eye view on what are the happenings are happening around you. Okay, so this is the basic idea on a philosophical angle on what sociology talks about. So let me go to one topic. Okay, shall we do that, or you want some more the pre-production on sociology? So I will tell you one topic, one emergence of the topic. Okay, right. So modernity. Modernity and social changes in Europe. and emergence of sociology. This is the first topic. You check your syllabus, okay? First chapter or first topic, and you go to the previous papers. Any year previous paper, you have the first question on this topic only. When you are giving the points on why sociology optional, you have forgotten one very important point, that is predictability of the questions. Predictability is very high in our optional. Predictability of questions. So predictability of the questions is a very important factor. Yes or no? Nowadays we are not doing anything without prediction, right? So if you check the predictability factor with sociology optional to all the other optionals, the rate is very high. The ratio of predictability is very high. You can check it in the previous year question papers. Every time the first question is emergence of sociology. What are the social conditions that sociology got emerged? Is a basic question that they ask every time. So you will see in the first chapter only you will get the answer for that. But the only way of getting more marks is you write a apt answer, a precise answer, to the point answer. So you know the summary of that particular question and you write it, you will not get good marks. Say for example the question is of 10 marks, you will get 3 marks only. UPSC is looking for something called precision. Okay, precision. I am telling you in the very beginning, maybe I am not so big age to give you this advice or not, but I am telling you, if you want to clear IAS exam, you need to have something called precision. If you don't have precision, develop it. Very important. Just think that you are a doctor doing a open heart surgery. Do you think there is a chance of error in that? If the doctor is little short-eyed or taking little less seriously, is it possible for him to make a successful operation? Precision means that exact thing. Or take a pilot for example. He has to land on that runway in a particular spot. Maybe there is a lot of technological help, I am not talking all about that, but the person has to be very to the precision. UPSC also requires that, but I am telling you my friends, many people, what we do is we do lot of hard work. Andaru hard work chestunaru. We also maybe when we prepared for the exam, we do the hard work, but we will forget that point called precision. Precision means to the point. In whatever subject it is, GS, take it GS or sociology optional, whatever it is, we will basic our mind work like that. We tend to skip things. We want to run away. Even on the road when you see, no one will care about the other person, they will go like this, no? Simple thing with the UPSC also. What we try to do is, it maku telusu. I know the answer, man. We have this attitude, you know. So that attitude will never take you to the UPSC option. 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Why they will ask you to take the revision? Because precision will increase with revision. There is something called checklist. When a doctor is doing a surgery, when a pilot is taking off the flight, first thing they do is checklist. Air undi, okay, fuel is full, the weather condition is right. Even if they know, 1000 times they have to do again. Tables you learn more times, but you leave it after some point of time. But here we have to be very precision. Maybe I am taking little more time on this particular point, but it's very important. If you understand this, you will clear the exam. So precision is the most important point. Whatever takeaway thing that you are learning in the classroom, in the textbook or in the material, keep it very precise. Full eyes open. Full eyed brain you need to have. Half attention things will not work in UPSC. Maybe you will get a group 1 or group 2 inka kindiki veltaremo gaani UPSC avadu. Precision to the point. Even in the interview when they ask you questions, you have to be with full brain. Maku teluslen sir anukodu, but that is how the things are. We do this mistake. When someone is on this stage as a faculty, what we have is we have a lot of emotion towards the students. You understand that in whatever subject it is, because we came from that stage, so we will try to give more time to what actually the student requires. what we think is they will understand the subject in the textbook, but the points, the takeaway points from the classroom are the most important points. One point can change your destiny also. If you understand this precision point only, say for example, if you give me that opportunity to me only to change your life, precision is a very important point. If you understand things in that level, you will definitely clear the exam. So, coming back to our topic, so modernity and social changes in Europe and emergence of sociology are first topic. In this topic, what we try to understand is what are the social changes that has happened in Europe in the 18th century, okay? Sociology as a discipline emerged in the 18th century after the French Revolution, okay? Any subject will have a root in the history, please understand that, okay? So, basically, we will try to decode what is modernity in the beginning. What is modern? Modern, what we call as a modern? New, right. New is a word. Inka? Any other word? What is opposite word to modern?
Ancient.
Ancient or traditional. Yes. So modern means basically new or new way of thinking. New. Here in this context, new way of thinking. Based on the context, meanings will metamorphosize, they will change. So modernity. In before 18th century, Europe was undergoing through dark ages. Dark age. Have you heard about this term dark age earlier in the school? Maybe in 10th class or 9th class there is a chapter on Renaissance. Do you remember? Why will we remember, sir? Under world is still, yeah, here it is there, but in the school only it is there. So there is something called there are dark ages that were happening in the Europe in the 18th century. Why? What happened in the world history, friend?
Landlords.
Right, very good. Landlords is one point. Yes. Any other point? Crusade. Yes. Right. Very good. Church importance. Right.
Nobility, clergy.
Yeah, those are the points. Right. So, in the Europe, dark ages, the main point is no questioning. You understand this point called questioning. All the knowledge in the world is based on questioning, right? You go to that caveman example, you came out of the house, you have seen the stars. Curiosity, question, why the stars are lightening themselves. Question, answer. That's how the knowledge systems will evolve or it will grow, okay? So, in the Europe, in the 18th century times, go back in the history in the timeline, dark ages, there is no questioning on church, on king. Simply speaking, king is equal to God and church has the ultimate superiority, authority. Church means not, I am not talking about religion here. Church, it means in that history is religion, okay? Religion. In Europe, religion is Christianity, so church. So, church has the ultimate superiority and whatever church imposes on the citizens, they have to follow. And there is no scope of questioning at all. And church what it implemented on the people is, your life will be good in the heaven. So you suffer now and have a good life in the heaven. That's how the dark ages was broken by the people. So when people started understanding the suffering, they are putting in more work, but the landlords are having all the comforts. So they have overthrown the monarchy. That is the idea of that particular era. So overthrowing the monarchy by questioning. We don't want all the heavenly pleasures, we want all the worldly pleasures now. That is a word that it is named in the history. We want all the worldly pleasures now, not in the heaven. That's how the first questioning happened in the history. So modernity here in this particular context is questioning. Whatever is already there, whatever is the existing regime, you are questioning it. Questioning it and establishing a new regime. All the human rights that we have today, all the democracy that we have today, all the religious rights, fundamental rights, whatever, if you touch anyone, if you talk to anyone, they say, this is my right. This is my right to live, my right to security, or my right to religion. For anything you talk about rights, no? All the rights that we are having today in India also have the root in that French Revolution times only. Liberty, equality and fraternity, the ideas that we have put in our constitution also came from the French Revolution. So history that has happened in Europe in the 18th century has an implications on even today that we are standing here, we have that implication. So history is has a very important role in the human being's lives. Okay. Geological, it is not geological time. In geography or geology, you have thousands of years in a small chunk. 10,000 years is a very small time. In geological time is represented or measured in rocks, the dating of the rocks. But here it is not like that, people. So human beings' lives are directly we have implication on the historical happenings. Today, whatever the rights that we have, whatever things that we are enjoying in all the countries, the rights, all those things are started there. History roots in the questioning in the dark ages of the Europe. So, you know the story of King Louis XIV, right? There is a king called Louis XIV. Okay, I wrote in this number, you convert in Roman number. So, King Louis XIV was a king who got overthrown at that time. He said, after me the deluge. If you read the NCERT history book, you will have this very basic history. This is so after me the deluge ante na tarvata prapancham antamayipotadi. That's how he thought. So people overthrown him. Okay. So modernity, we are talking about modernity here. I am not taking a history class. Modernity gave the idea of first thing questioning, gave the idea of freedom. Until then there is no freedom for the people. Whatever church is imposing on you, you need to follow it without questioning. King whatever says, you die, you have to die. So that was the situation until that time, and that was overthrown in the after the dark ages. So this is one thing. Questioning is one thing. And after the French Revolution, the idea of brotherhood or equality, we can say equality, nobility, so these are the three classes that we have. Nobility means all the nobles, and clergy means the middleman, the business people, and the workmen, the workers, laborers. So after overthrowing the monarchy, they have equalized, they got equality in the societies. So after the French Revolution, there is something called equality came into the picture to the whole human society, not only the French society but to the whole human society. So lot of changes, we are talking about changes also here, okay. Modernity means thinking new in a new way or thinking different. So modernity. Social changes. What are the social changes that are happening in the Europe? French Revolution is one social change, and there is also Industrial Revolution happening in the same time in the 18th century. What happened in the Industrial Revolution? Until then, people were manufacturing whatever they need in the family unit itself. The idea of Industrial Revolution is very simple. Family is a production unit as well as consumption unit. You need a cloth to where? So you will spin it in the house. You want something to eat, you will do in your near your house only, in your small farm that you have. So family, simple, the line itself speaks. Family is a production unit as well as consumption unit. After the industrial revolution, industry replaced family as a production unit. Now family is no more a production unit. Do you think family is a production unit even today? No, right? Gandhi was speaking about village republics. No, he was also suggesting this family as a production unit. Village as a republic means not depending on the other external territory. So you have everything in your home, or you have lot of other problems in that particular thing. So industrial revolution, production happening in industries, basically production. So industries. So this is history. But what are the implications of industrial revolution on the people? What might be the implication? Okay, industry actually place X low. So what are the implication on social? Social means always remember, social means people. People means family. Okay? Social means people means family, and social also means sections of the population. Women, children, elders, students, like this. You break people into groups. That is society. That is social. Social means always people. అలాంటి మనం వేరియస్ సెట్స్ లో బ్రేక్ చేసుకుంటాం. సో ఫ్యామిలీ ఈజ్ అ ప్రైమరీ సోషలైజేషన్ ఏజెంట్. ఫ్యామిలీ ఈజ్ అ ప్రైమరీ సోషల్ యూనిట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఫర్ అస్. Maybe you ask what is a scientific study of society. This is where scientificity comes into place. Family is a primary social unit for us. So what is the implication of industrial revolution on the family? ఏమై ఉంటుందంటారు చెప్పండి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, why towns and cities are growing in India now? Industries. Why it is estimated that by 2030 50% of the Indian population will live in town, in the urban areas. Why? Where is the root for this? Industrial revolution. Yeah, they will get employment, they will get good opportunities in 3 E's. We call that 3 E's, no? This is Government of India definition of 3E. Education, employment first, education and entertainment. Yes, city, the primary feature of cities and towns are entertainment also. You have parks, you have amusement places, you have cinema theaters, malls, all those things, shopping, ivan untai kada. Because of which people also move to the cities. So industrial revolution, there is a lot of impact on the family. How? Because there are 4 people in a family or 5 people. One person moved to city. What will happen to that family? Something called migration happening. Moving means migration. So family disintegrated. So joint family is slowly disintegrating in the 18th century. So the root cause for whatever migration that we are speaking in India today is there in the industrial revolution. It is all started in the Europe. In India, మనం ఈ ఇండియాలో ఏమేమైతే చూసి ఈరోజు we are thinking that we are great. No, everything is borrowed. Don't record me on this. People will beat me. But whatever things that we have an implication in the European history, world history, and we shouldn't feel shy about that, because all these geographical boundaries or the state boundaries or the caste whatever boundaries, these are only created by people only. You and me, we have not decided it. An American is also a human being, we are also a human being. European also is our friend. But based on various situations and various issues, we have made them geographically different. So all the human history, when you look at from a sociological perspective or a historical perspective, all are the human beings. We live on this planet and we will wipe off. Right? No one is here permanently. So people moved to the cities and family system got disintegrated, and there is something called nuclear families started. There is a question asked on disintegration of giant families as an essay in the last 2-3 years. You check, I cannot recollect exact year. Disintegration of joint families, they are asking. Globalization is a word every time they will ask. In some or the other way, globalization is a question asked in the exam. So the globalized world started from the Industrial Revolution only. So direct implication with the Industrial Revolution on the family, nuclear families as a new phenomena. Until then, nuclear families as a phenomena is not there in the world or in the human history. But that phenomena got reality, came as a reality with the Industrial Revolution. So that is one change. We are talking about social changes. Again, to see the thread that you are flying, modernity happened, questioning, social changes. In the form of French Revolution, you got equality. In the form of Industrial Revolution, something called new changes like nuclear families happening, and something like divorces are also happening at a faster rate. Divorce also as a phenomena also increased a lot because of the disintegration of the families. Even today it is a problem, no? Divorce rate among the urban educated couples are more than when you compared with the rural families or rural couples. You see the data, the lot of data, these kind of data published in the Hindi newspaper in the last page basically. Newspapers chadavandi. Someone who want to clear the exam should read newspaper like your holy text. You also take a bow at newspaper every morning. Seriously, you read the newspaper completely every day and understand it completely. 50% you are already an IAS. If you are not able to understand the newspaper and not reading it, please forget. Or I can say learn. Never too late, no, for anything. Early in the morning you open your eyes, Hindu paper. Okay? That's the paper we basically read, no, for UPSC. Seriously, for sociology optional also, I am not going into GS topic here, but our optional, lot of things come in the newspaper only. They say simply the heading goes like this: divorce rate among the urban couples raised to 30%, steady. Have you seen this kind of a heading in the newspaper? Many times, no? Unemployment rate surged to all-time high as a report, some report they will say. So this data is so important. When you write an answer, you cite that report name, you get directly the full marks. Even the examiner is also a human being. Yes or no? He doesn't have all the time in the world to look at each line. He will only see whether you are alert or whether you know the thing or not. When he is asked a question on the divorce rate among urban population and you are citing that particular report which has given data, done, over. You will get the full marks. You will anyway write the matter, no? You have the real data with you. You will add the vocabulary. Vocabulary is not a point there. So many things, many social issues are reported in the newspaper. It's not static. Sociology is not a static optional. Please understand that it's a very dynamic optional, and all the questions asked in the GS paper, your sociology optional paper 2, you check after the class the old question papers. I will give you the question papers. You see many questions are directly from the current happenings. Simple women's issues, urbanization issues, poverty issues, migration issues, unemployment issues. These are the issues they ask every time. So all the data, real-time data, like when we used to prepare for the exam or someone who is a serious candidate, when they get this kind of an article in the newspaper, they will take it like prasad. Prasadam is తీసుకుంటారు కదా, అట్లా తీసుకోవాలి. That level of intensity should be there. You have to like it, like a honeybee suck the nectar. No? You have to be like that. So please read the newspapers. And going back to our particular thing that we are discussing right now. So French Revolution gave the equality, Industrial Revolution gave the seen the new changes. So, and also similar time in the same times, scientific revolution is also happening. Scientific revolution, like Galileo invented the telescope. The lot of discussion going on the flat earth and the spherical earth at the same time, and the printing press was also in the making at that time. So all these changes were happening in the scientific arena also. New things are happening. Navigation got started. Okay, so scientifically also lot of changes are happening in that time. So ఇవన్నీ జరుగుతున్నాయి అప్పుడు యూరోప్లో. I am just taking you to that time and think that it is a story. So people started thinking in a new way. Modernity, social changes are happening in the same time in the Europe in the 18th century, and all the existing disciplines to understand these changes were not sufficient to analyze the issues. Say for example, we have a discipline called political science by that time. So political science as a subject will try to explain any issue from a state perspective. Okay, the primary facet of so political science is state. It talks about state governance, government, politics and all. Economy, for example, it talks about money. You talk about divorce from an economic perspective, maybe an economist will say that because there is no money between the couple, financial problems for the couple, they got divorced. I am just giving a very crude example. It is not like that, but maybe economist understanding may be like that. Poverty, for example, if you ask an economist to derive or examine poverty, he may say that because the GDP of the country is very low, a person is also directly poor. But a sociological person may also take into consideration the social situation of the person. Because this particular person is from that background, even if he is given this education, he is not able to catch up because of the social elements that he have. First generation learner, maybe you can talk about that family issue linked to the education. Two students given IIT seat, but families, one is first generation, one is the second generation, there is definitely a difference. Yes or no? But that issue cannot be directly addressed in the economic perspective. It can be addressed in the sociological perspective because you are digging the family history also there. So all these issues are happening, all the body of knowledges are there. No body of knowledge is sufficient to understand the changes that are happening. So something called sociology as a discipline came into existence. Sociology. A person called Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte, father of sociology, okay? First person who coined the term, he is the person. So there are many thinkers trying to understand the changes in the European society. Many were not able to do that, but a few set of thinkers, few set of professors we can say. He is a physics professor, Auguste Comte, until then. So he was trying to develop a new discipline to understand the changes. Many people will have a lens related problem when you look at the social sciences disciplines. Just take a technological example, you will understand it more easily. There is a TV, old version of the TV with a picture tube backside, very huge, no? But today we have a small LCD TV, no? There is a change. Someone thought about it. Why should TV be so big? Why can't it be smaller? So what technology can be used? Small light emitting diode technology can be used, or liquid crystal display technology can be used. So what the technology is all about? Small dots, each dot capturing one picture clubbed into one area, your TV. So in the picture tube there is a focus from the behind and putting a picture in front of you. That is a total different system, but this is a different system. Why I am giving you this example is, when you take a social sciences disciplines, we will not understand that easily. Inta ardham chesukodaniki emundi? Why you want a new discipline to understand all these changes? You may think like this, but it is as simple as this TV example, as equal to this TV example. So you need to change the lens of looking at that particular issue. So Auguste Comte developed a new discipline which will take society or people's perspective as primary to understand the social happenings. That is the idea of sociology when it came as a separate discipline in the 18th century. Okay, he is the father of sociology. Okay, so then the next question came, clear until this? So next question came is, what method to adopt to understand the society? Method. You are saying you are a scientific discipline. If you just give pronunciations or pronouncing judgments, it is not valid, right? If you just make pronouncements, is it valid? It's not Pegarayudu Jamana, no? Just think that a court judgment versus a village headman judgment. Which is more valid? Which is valid actually? Court judgment. Similarly, scientific perspective judgment is more valid actually. But if you commonsensically say that yes, this can be like this, or people will say no, sitting in a couch, అరే ఐసా खेलना था క్రికెట్లో చెప్తారు కదా మనం మూవీ కూడా చూసిన తర్వాత సినిమాటోగ్రఫీ చాలా డిఫరెంట్గా వచ్చింది ఇంకొంచెం బాగుండేదని అంటారా లేదా యూ యాక్టింగ్ కూడా చాలా బాగా చేయలేదు ఈసారి లాస్ట్ సినిమాలో చాలా బాగా చేసిండు జస్ట్ యాక్ట్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ కెమెరా యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ వాళ్ళు అని చెప్పాలి ఫ్రెండ్స్ అంటుంటారు కదా ఒక నిమిషం ఇక్కడ మైండ్ చేయరా అని చెప్పాలి ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఈజీ డియర్ ఐఎమ్ టెలింగ్ యూ బికాస్ ఇట్స్ నో ట్రేడ్ ఈజ్ ఈజీ everyone will put lot of toiling hard work to become that. Not only successful people, I am not talking about successful people. This world is fed up or always mesmerized towards successful people. Not required. There are thousands of people who put in that level of hard work but failed. They are also the real heroes. They also put the same work. But yes, we are a success. We are running beyond success generations. So yes, this is fine, but we have to be going into the method actually. So taking that example, it is not easy. It's not easy to do anything. So making pronouncements that easily is not a thing that we should do. Here sociology, in this method, two methods were actually evolved. Natural sciences method is one, and social sciences. Eraser was coming no until now. So what is a natural sciences method? In a natural sciences method, you have same answer for that equation. Even if you do that equation here in Europe or in Antarctica, in wherever it is. Natural sciences basically the validity and reliability will be the same. Sun rises in the east, same in here, same in some other country also. But marriage in India is different, marriage in US is different, right? That's how there is difference between things, a natural sciences methodology and a social sciences methodology. Because here you are studying people who are vulnerable to change, who are changed species. People are always changed species. This is an example, the technology is an example, the way we dress is an example. Everything is an example of change, right? Change is the only constant antam kada manam. And one more thing I want to tell you in the very beginning, you have to learn lot of metaphors like this. Change is a real constant. Change is the only change that cannot change. These things are very important when you write the flower. Many people say that flowery language is not important. Your language should be even if it is normal, it is okay. No, don't believe in them. Your writing skill is the most important part of you clearing the exam. It is not naturally given to any people. We have to adopt it. How it will come? Only by practice and reading the kind of metaphors in the newspaper or in a book. Read various books. Only the books which are relevant to your exam only. Keep aside the guides. So you will develop lot of punctuations like this or the quotations like this. You see, you check the answer sheets of all the toppers in the internet. You have no toppers sheets and dorukutayi chustara meeru. You do that whenever you have, even if you are free, you are sleeping, your mind should be there somewhere in the answer sheets or in the question papers or in the newspaper. It will not. At least for 1 year or 2 years. After that you will only become a master. It's so passionate, preparing for UPSC is a passionate thing. If you didn't get passion until now, you get it. Voluntary, I'm telling you. It's why are you laughing? So it will be very nice, because you will get lot of knowledge. I'm not saying just like that. You will get lot of knowledge on various issues. You will get yourself you will feel so good about yourself that you are acquiring new knowledge. Karl Marx says that man is a multi-dimensional personality. He will get happiness only when he gives new things to his brain. I'm simplifying it. He say in a different way. We think that your mind will get happiness in food or in a movie or in some other things, but no. Real happiness comes only when you give new knowledge to your brain. Check it. Many people will die out without knowing this fact only. Many people. Even if knowing, people will die. That is also the case with some people. You just check with yourself. Say for example, there is an issue in India. Jammu Kashmir issue is there. For example. Many people really don't know what is the issue in Jammu Kashmir, but read the news story every day in the newspaper. Nowadays it is not coming because it has become UT, but earlier until last 2 years back, every day there is one front page issue. Terrorist killed 10 CRPF men in Srinagar, in JK. Every day news, almost twice in a week. But you talk to the UPSC aspirants only in Ashok Nagar, no one will know what actually is Jammu Kashmir issue. Always fighting, Baba. That's why we will not go to that precision point, or we will not try to know it. Getting the square of knowledge or the knowledge which is revolving in the chai shops, you will get that. Fine, I will become IAS. It's not like that. But if you really read it, just go to the internet. No need to run towards a Jammu and Kashmir history textbook. Internet, Wikipedia, that knowledge is sufficient, I am telling you. If you have the curiosity of knowing things, you have the internet with you will become IAS. No book list and you will question lot of toppers. Don't go to the toppers class. Not required. You have curiosity with you, you have internet with you will become IAS. So, knowing the issue, read that issue. Oh, this is the issue. So 1947, this has happened. Raja Hari Singh is all this story. You will know it. You will feel more happiness. Yes, I got the information. Power. Knowledge is power. You know this quotation, no? It is not just a quote. It is reality. Knowledge is power. So you do this. So basically here they were trying to adopt natural sciences methodology. Auguste Comte and Herbert Spencer. They are trying to understand the natural sciences methodology, and initially they named sociology as socio-physics. What is the idea of Auguste Comte when he came up with a new discipline? His idea is only to explain the happenings of the people, also like happenings of the astronomy. How you are explaining stars and the spherical shape of earth, same answer should be there to the happenings of the people. That was the idea initially. So for this he has named a thing called hierarchy of sciences. First knowledge system, as you said, is astronomy, right? Then came physics, chemistry, then biology, and last sociology. This is Auguste Comte's idea. How these knowledge systems are trying to explain various knowledge base of the human beings. Similarly, people also can be studied with the same lens. Like you have answers in the astronomy, you have also answers to the happenings of the people. That was the idea. So adopted the same method, natural sciences method initially, and named the sociology subject initially as socio-physics. Earlier there used to be this MCQs in the sociology. We have optional in the prelims also. They used to ask this question: what is the other initial name of sociology? Sociophysics, sociobiology, sociochemistry, sociophysics. So just giving you an example. So initial name of sociology is sociophysics, because they are trying to adopt the same method. ఏ మెథడ్ అయితే ఆస్ట్రానమీ స్టార్స్ని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడానికి వాడుతున్నామో అదే మెథడ్ని పీపుల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడంలో వాడచ్చు అని ది ఫౌండింగ్ ఫాదర్ ఆఫ్ sociology Auguste Comte was trying to give. But later on it went into a lot of issue that will be discussed in the second topic. Second topic is sociology as a science. You see the syllabus once. Sociology as a science is one topic. So first you see into your syllabus right now. First topic is modernity and social changes in Europe, emergence of sociology. You got a basic idea. I am only given a basic idea today. We have a lot of technicalities and other information into it. When we start the chapter, I will give you that also. But this is idea. You understood, right? So that was the first topic. Second topic is continuation to this. Is it a science or not? That is the topic, sociology as a science. Then you have a topic called sociology and common sense. Right? If you can see in that book, sociology and common sense. There is a major threat to the sociology as a discipline in the form of common sense. Even now in the classroom you may be thinking that this is common sense only. No. When we started doing our masters in sociology in University of Hyderabad, we were also having the same question. What you are saying, we also know it. Because it seems like common sense, but there is a very high differentiation between a commonsensical understanding and a sociological understanding. By saying sociologists, we say that like in the astronomy you have stars, like in the sky you have stars. A stargazer has a huge difference to a astronomer, right? Astronomer will see from a telescope. A stargazer will usually see it with a naked eye. So that level of difference is there with common sense and sociology. That was your topic on sociology and common sense. Then you have sociological thinkers, right? And you have research methodology. So until these topics, you will only talk about sociology as a subject enti. To be very simple, to make it very simplified, until 5th chapter, it's like a story only. I will deal it like a story only to you. So all the 5 chapters are directly like what this subject is all about. Sociology ఎలా వచ్చింది, దాని ఫస్ట్ ఎవరు సైన్స్ అన్నారా, సోషల్ సైన్స్ అయిందా, లేకపోతే ఇది కామన్ సెన్స్ అని కొట్టి పారేసారు కదా మొదట్లో, దాన్ని ఎలా మరి కామన్ సెన్స్ కాదని సోషాలజిస్ట్ ఎలా ప్రూవ్ చేసినారు. థింకర్స్ వచ్చి సొసైటీ గురించి, ఆల్ దోస్ థింకర్స్ దే బేసికలీ స్పీక్ అబౌట్ ది నేచర్ ఆఫ్ సొసైటీ ఇన్ దేర్ ఓన్ లెన్స్. అగైన్ ఈచ్ వన్ హ్యాస్ అ డిఫరెంట్ లెన్స్. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్. We have different perspectives. That is one topic. So until 5th and 6th topics you will have sociology as a discipline only. And then you have topics like work and economic life, stratification, all those things. Here you will learn the lens of sociology. You will imply that in the other topic. That is paper 1. Paper 1 is very interesting. And these 5 chapters implemented in the 6th, 7, 8, 9, 10, same lens used in the second paper. That's how it is. First 5 chapters is the sociology optional. If you understand first 5 units of sociology optional properly, you can get very good marks. I will not give the number. You will only see when you really understand the topics. Because paper 2 talks about Indian society with the same lens. Here in the paper 1, from 1 to 5 topics, you are understanding what sociology, what it is trying to explain, in what way, what is research methodology, how they do research in sociology. You learn all this and you will go to the paper 2 where you will study the Indian society particularly. Here you are studying the human societies in general, their Indian society in particular. That's the second paper. And more of current affairs are also there in the paper 2, like urbanization and related issues. All those issues are there in the paper 2. There is no need to jump, and there is one theory topic in paper 1, that is perspectives on the study of Indian society. Indian society ni ఎవరెవరు ఏ లెన్స్ తో చూసినారు. So it will be simplified in whatever level I can do to you, and there will be class notes given to you in the classroom, and I will give you a proper material also. You will be able to do it, and you will also have tests, as you know, and individually I will try to monitor the students. Since we don't have a big number here, 10 to 15 students, we will be trying to monitor the students. That is very important part of your coaching. Coaching is not just a classroom. It is gone. The old days are gone where 100 people used to sit in the classroom and అక్కడ పిల్లర్ చాట్కి వెళ్ళి విని వెళ్ళిపోయేది, అది అయిపోయింది. దట్ డేస్ ఆర్ గాన్. నౌ పీపుల్ వాంట్ ఇండివిజువల్ మెంటర్షిప్, అటెన్షన్. మెంటర్షిప్ కావాలి కదా. సో దట్ విల్ బి ప్రొవైడెడ్ టు యూ. ఎనీ టైమ్ యూ కెన్ మెసేజ్ మీ, I can get back to you whatever doubt you have in the subject. Not general doubt, sir, ఏ మూవీ బాగుంది ఈ వీకెండ్ అని అడగవద్దు. I am not into that. You can ask me, sir, I am trying to understand Karl Marx reading now. Why he is thinking in this way? I am very happy if you pose that question to me. I will try to go into it. Since I am an academician, I am very happy to address these kind of questions to you at any point of the day, right? So I am thinking that this is a good time to wind up. So do you have any questions on or queries? You can ask me. First class kada manam inka we will start the class on 22nd. Time will be informed to you. Just talk to the sir once, and it will be in the afternoon. Yeah, both the papers. Yeah, there is an inherent link, as I told you.
No, I was just asking if someone else will take the paper.
Yeah, paper 1 and paper 2 I will be only dealing with it, and there is a direct link between the topics, right? Em leva questions, queries, em leva already senior most people, so why will you have మార్పు అనేది చాలా పెద్ద క్వశ్చన్. ఇట్స్ అ వెరీ హైపోథెటికల్ క్వశ్చన్, ఐ కెన్ సే. ఓకే, ఆఫ్ ద రికార్డ్ మార్పు అంటే వాట్ యు ఆర్ థింకింగ్? డెఫినెట్లీ యూ కెన్ బ్రింగ్, నో, డెఫినెట్లీ తీసుకురావచ్చు. బికాస్ సి ఇంప్లిమెంటింగ్ న్యూ టెక్నాలజీస్ కెన్ బి వన్ వే. I'm not just telling you the points to write in the answer, but just take a real time example. You are an SP of a district. You understand that you understand the geographical conditions of that and the sociological conditions of that particular district, and understand the social biography of the people there. So you may take the help of a new technology, or in whatever way, assistance, real time assistance, easy assistance to them, you can save some few lives. That is also a change. Pedda marpu ante revolution type of thing we cannot say right now, but yes, always change is very incremental. That's what I can say. Change is incremental and very small. Small changes will lead to the bigger change. That can be definitely done. Sociology to తీసుకురావచ్చు అని మీరు అన్నారా? It's as simple as that. If you know the history, you can make the history. Simply, if you know the society, you can make the change in the society, or you can use a loophole in the society also. That's up to you or the person that is interpreting it. So knowing the tricks of the trade, you can use it. Simple as that kada. You know the tricks of the trade, you know the trade of that particular thing, you will use it. So society గురించి డెప్త్గా తెలిసినప్పుడు మీరు దాని మార్పు కోసం మంచిగా మార్చుకో. I will tell you an example. There is one IPS officer called Praveen Kumar. Maybe you have heard about him. Because he studied in that school, in that college, he knows the part of the problems in that he addressed. No, there is a lot of change. That's how it is. There is a huge history to that schools and that society. But why other people couldn't get the change? Why he only got the change? Because he know the system very, very properly, because he was a student of that society. So now each one in the society knows about the schools. That's an example. Or you can talk about this Swati Lakra IPS. She bought this she teams concept, no? Because she is a woman, she understands the problems of women. So she bought this concept. So definitely it is the change is there in the brains of the people. They understand something, they will implement. So definitely yes. For your answer we can say yes. Any other? Nice, very nice, good question that is. ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ అయిన వాళ్ళు ఐఏఎస్లు పొలిటీషియన్స్ అవుతారు. మీరేం అడగట్లేదు. He asked, by knowing the society, can we change the society? That was the question. Very nice question. Any other? Shall we call it a day? Yeah, thank you.